14th. The time is 1:04. Our first order of business is to review and approve the minutes from February the 28th. If there are no additions or corrections to the minutes, can I entertain a motion to approve as written?
I move for approval.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, I don't want to sit by me.
Detective Pitts, can you call up the first item, please?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have a transfer application for beer and wine off-premise, Arkadelphia Marathon Gas Station, 1164 Arkadelphia Road.
Okay, is the applicant here? Can you call, state your name and address for the record, please?
William Talbot, 1164 Arkadelphia Road, and that's Birmingham 35204.
Okay. All right, Mr. Talbot presented to the Thomas Neighborhood Association on 2/7. He had the sole support of the neighborhood, and the form was sent in by the president, Julia Juarez. Any councilors have any questions for Mr. Talbot?
Second.
Let me ask the questions. Mr. Detective, Ms. Brundage, did they meet zoning requirements? I am so sorry. I'm going blank today, y'all. Please forgive me.
Madam Chairman, this location is on B2. It's in a general business district zone, and it does meet zoning requirement. I do need to remind Mr. Talbot, please make sure your solid waste container, your dumpster, stays entirely on your property, which is on that concrete. Where the concrete ends is about where your property ends.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Stanley, is he in good standing with taxes and revenue?
Madam Chair, I do need to speak with the applicant. This is a transfer. We need the licenses for this year to be paid in order to do the transfer.
Okay. And Detective Pitts, any incidents at this location?
Madam Chair, there was 2 incidents. There was a disordered person and domestic violence on the property.
This was prior to him transferring the license?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Mr. Talbot, make sure that you follow up and adhere to what Ms. Brundage has, the instructions that she has given you, and also follow up with Mr. Stanley to take care of your taxes and your revenue.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any councilors got questions? Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, your item has been approved, and just get with Mr. Stanley, make sure you adhere to what Ms. Brundage has, the instructions that she's given you.
No,
Thank
thank you.
you. Detective Peace, can you call up the next item, please?
Madam Chair, we have a new application for special retail liquor over 30 days and a Division 1 dance permit. La Cabana, LLC, 1184 Centerpoint Parkway.
Okay, is the applicant here? Okay, we don't see the applicant. I did have a conversation with her on yesterday, so she knew the council, the public safety meeting was today, so we don't see her. First, you want to do a 2-week delay?
I move for a 2-week delay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so that item has been delayed for 2 weeks, and we'll contact the applicant and let her know that we delayed the item because she wasn't present on today. Detective Peace, can you call up the next item, please?
Excuse me, Madam Chair, I forgot we're not going to be here, so we need to delay it 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reconsider my motion to delay this item for 4 weeks.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. So we'll contact the applicant and let her know we'll get her on the public safety agenda in the next 4 weeks. Detective Peace, can you call up the The third item, please.
Madam Chair, we have a new application for a restaurant retail liquor, Nori Thai and Sushi Restaurant, 4704 Cahaba River Road.
Okay, is the applicant here? Come up to the podium and state your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Putu Arsana, and I own Nori Thai Sushi Restaurant. We already have the beer and wine license, liquor license. We just want to add the hard liquor license too.
Okay, the applicant presented to the Overton neighborhood on 2/7/23. 6 attended, 6 was in support of the applicant's application. Council Williams, you have questions for the applicant? Council Pro Tem? No, ma'am, I look for Ms. Brundage, does they meet zoning and zoning requirements?
Madam Chairman, this location is on QC2, meaning it's in a qualified general business district zone, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Mr. Stanley, is the applicant in good standing with taxes and revenue?
Madam Chair, yes, there are no delinquencies on their account.
Okay, is there anybody, this is a public hearing, is anybody in the audience here to speak for or against the item? Okay, Detective Peace, any incidents for this location?
Madam Chair, there was no incidents.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank you. Your item has been approved to go to the City Council for a vote.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
All righty. The next item is a Birmingham Folk Festival special events. Can we call up the next applicant?
Madam Chair, we have a new application for a special retail liquor, 7 days or less, Birmingham Folk Festival.
Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
My name is Patrick Nelson, 700 10th Avenue South.
Okay, can you tell us something about this folk festival?
Yes, ma'am. This is the second year we've done the festival. It was previously held the end of August last year at the amphitheater at Avondale Park. We've got several local bands performing, Crestwood Community Band, a gospel band, several other performers as well. We expect to have about 500 people at the amphitheater that day.
And what day will the event
It's
be
a
on?
Saturday.
And the time it'll be?
Saturday, May 6th, and it runs from noon until 6.
Noon and 12 p.m. to 6 p.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Council Williams, you have questions for the applicant?
No. Are you aware that in today's council meeting, neighborhood daughter of a
Yes,
neighborhood?
the daughter.
The daughter of a neighborhood resident that I assume is somewhat close to very close to mom's basement, came and complained about a few different zoning violations. Have you been made aware of that?
I've not been made aware of that. That's not at this address for this event.
Correct. But you're the sponsoring it, so
Gotcha.
of topic.
Okay. I've not been made aware of those items.
After the event, what are you guys going to do to
We've never had a noise complaint at Mom's Basement in relation to events. The police have come out. They've never issued us a formal noise complaint. We've never had any issues with that. We've spoken to them every time they've come out.
You never had problems with somebody coming and talk to you about cars being parked? Was it on the yard? Was it the yard? They said there's more on the fire hydrants.
I have not in relation to Mom's. That's a different property across the street.
So you don't have any affiliation with Mom's
No.
Basement?
The owner of that property is not a business owner of Mom's. They own the shopping center where we rent our
Okay.
where our other business is.
Okay. Well, we may ask you for the phone number of that person.
Okay,
So afterwards.
okay.
Okay.
Ms. Brundage.
So do you know Payne Baker?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you and Payne Baker came to public safety for another location. And,
That's the property across, or for public safety last year was for this event.
okay, so when you came for that event, you were advised at that time that I had sent zoning violation notices to you in reference to the property at Mom's as well as the properties across the street because there were functions that were occurring on the weekend.
There's no functions that are occurring across the street there. There haven't been since that time. There was a market that was over there, and those have not occurred across the street in well over a year.
So the information that I have is incorrect. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not sure what information you have.
So I have information showing that there have been markets and that there have been complaints at those properties, as well as you have received zoning violation notices from me.
I'm not aware of zoning violations. If they've been sent to Payne, I have not seen them.
Okay.
The markets have occurred, but they have occurred on their property. They've not occurred across the street. If people have parked over there, I'm not aware of it.
Okay, so you don't have anything parked on those properties currently, right now?
I'm not sure. They're not my properties. I don't know. There may be a trailer over there. I know there's been a trailer parked over there.
Okay, but those properties are zoned residential.
Okay.
There are no houses on them. Nothing is allowed to be on the properties, absent of a house being there first.
Okay, I can relay that to him, but I was not aware that there was still violations or issues with that specific property.
Oh, okay. So have you all obtained building permits for the wall that you're placing at the back of Mom's basement or any of the footings that you're putting in?
All the work that's occurring behind the shopping center, to my knowledge, is permitted.
It's not.
There's a civil permit, I know, for the paving and stuff that's going on back there.
Yes, sir, but not for the footings that you currently have in, nor the fencing that's been placed there.
I'm not sure what specifically you're referring to, but
The fence?
there's a fence permit for Mom's basement.
There's not a fence permit in the system, sir. It would have to go through zoning, and zoning enforcement would inspect it. There's no fence permit in the system.
I've got a copy of the fence permit I can
Okay.
send to you.
Okay. I'll give you my card then and make sure that I
Okay.
get that.
Yes, ma'am. I've got a copy of it.
Okay, but there are no permits in the system also for the footing.
Okay, I'm not sure what that's referring to specifically.
Whatever you're building at the back of Mom's basement.
There's no construction going on at Mom's basement. There's construction at other parts of the shopping center, but it's not part of Mom's basement.
Yes, there is, sir. We went by there this morning. There's some footings being poured and there's a fence that's been installed, and we don't see permits in the system for either one of those.
I'm not aware of footings being poured in relation to Mom's.
Okay.
There's a fence, and I have a fence permit for the fence at Mom's.
Okay. I'll give you my card.
That's fine.
Thank you.
I would just advise you to take Ms. Brundage's card
Yes,
and
ma'am.
make sure you're in compliance with what you're supposed to be in compliance with, because I just find it hard. Are you a partner with Mom's?
Yes, ma'am.
So for you not to know like the violations that the business is in, you know, that's occurring with the business. I mean, as a partner in a business, I would think that you would know. But I highly recommend that you, after public safety is over, that you get with Ms. Brundage and you speak with Ms. Brundage, because as Councilor Williams stated, we had a resident's daughter who oftentimes saying that her mom came and gave us a layout and also provided photos of what is happening over there.
Okay.
So, I just would suggest that you get with Ms. Brundage, make sure you are complying, following the city ordinance, and not doing things that you shouldn't be doing,
Yes, ma'am.
over And then being respectful of the people in that neighborhood, of your neighbors. You can't stay open, and party all night. You got to respect the people that, that are in the area.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, so just make sure you follow with Ms. Brundage.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, the next item is item number 5.
Mike Flegel with the Office of the City Attorney, and I need to point out a typographical error. It's not ADS, it's not ADT, it's ADS. And we're going to make sure that's corrected. I'm pretty sure what I submitted said ADS, but if it didn't, it will as soon as I get back upstairs. The contract is with ADS. We have multiple contracts with ADS. They provide cameras and monitoring for city facilities all over the city, and this one is specific for the Crossplex, which is why it's so much. So I just want to make that, when I saw that, I said, I know that's not what the contract says. It's ADS. Otherwise, it's pretty much a standard contract, very much similar to, other than the dollar amounts and the funding source, like we have all over this building and all over the city. No, not part of that. That's not a question I can answer, and it's not part of the contract, frankly. Probably due to the size of the Crossplex and the many entrances and exits and things they have to keep cameras on. Probably most of that is equipment, actually, if I have to guess.
So where's the footage going?
So do they currently have cameras there?
Well, I'm sorry, what, ma'am?
Cameras, do they?
Yes, they have to install that. That's part of the security monitoring system. They have to have cameras to monitor.
So the ADS is the monitoring company?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Not ADT, ADS.
Okay.
Do they never mind. I was going to ask, do they not have cameras now? Do they not have cameras now?
I cannot answer. I do not know.
Okay.
That's probably the rationale behind getting it done now. Again, it was not part of the master contract that we did a couple of years ago. Probably should have been. I'm sure it will all be incorporated in the next master contract that we do.
Yes, sir. Okay. I move for approval. You not want to?
I'm not going to vote for it because if we've invested so much in the real-time crime center, I can't imagine spending $150,000 on 77 new cameras and them not being fed to the real-time crime center. I mean, we can advance it. I mean, I'm obviously outvoted, but
we can have someone from ADS who can probably work better with those questions than I can.
Yeah, no. This isn't on you, Mike. I just, it's just why would we keep investing in things to then have to figure out a patch to fix them? But anyway.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item is item number 7. Is a resolution pursuant to section 11. Is it 6? I'm sorry. Item 6. Pursuant to subsection 11-40-1, subsection 11-47-19, subsection 11-47-11, subsection 11-4355 of the Code of Alabama 1975 to authorize the mayor to expand funds and execute agreements for Birmingham Police Department to host a 10-week Community Police Academy program at the Birmingham Police Academy beginning April the 4th, 2023 and ending June the 6th, 2023. There will be no cost to attend the program, which is designed to give participants a clear insight of BPD through first-hand training in a classroom setting. Program presentations will include drinks, snacks to be provided to the attendees, and the program will be designed to increase communication, reduce crime, and improve the quality of life throughout the city. The mayor shall be authorized to execute such contracts as may be necessary for the program in accordance to Birmingham General City Code subsection 3-1-7, and shall be authorized to accept and make generic solicitations of donations to cover the city's costs for the public event. The total amount to expand for the program shall not exceed a total of $10,000. Said funds to come from GL 031-202-3900-039-004 527-50 Events Center and Catering, GL 031-202-3900-3900-1-523-06 Food Catering only.
Well, I told Pickett I'd talk about the next one, so you want me to cover that one too?
Go ahead.
All right. I think this is a good thing that we're going to have a community police academy, and hopefully we can get it done well under $10,000. But I think that's the maximum they're willing to spend on that.
Questions, Pro Tem?
No. I think it's a great program. So.
Motion on the item.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the next and final item is item number 7, an ordinance in accordance with the Act 1969-916 of the Acts of Alabama authorizing the Chief of Police to execute a 2023 corporate agreement and cost reimbursement agreement for a period not to exceed 3 years between the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and the City of Birmingham for its Police Department, BPD, for participation of BPD officers in the FBI North Alabama Joint Terrorism Task Force, and for the reimbursement to the City of Birmingham for overtime payments made to BPD officers assigned to work full-time on NAJTTF-related matters. Orchard's attributes to NAJTTF investigations may be equitable shared with the agencies participating in NAJTTF. The Chief of Police is further authorized to execute all documents necessary to accomplish the purpose of the agreement.
All right. This is our existing contract that we have with the FBI for the North Alabama Joint Terrorism Task Force, where we already have an agreement and an officer with them. Obviously, this gives us a lot of access to investigative equipment and resources that we don't have in BPD, and this task force was pretty integral in the safety when we just had the World Games.
Yes.
So, and they did an excellent job, and special shout out to the FBI for sending their not only their hostage negotiation team, but their SWAT response team down to Birmingham, down to Alabama for the World Games. That was very helpful, knowing that we only have BPD in the Sheriff's Office. Having a third one was, I think, to our advantage.
Yes. Got questions, Pro Tem?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
I move for adjournment.
Second.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.